Well, hello everyone. It's Angela with Mystic Moon, bringing you guys a reading today, which is called What Spirit Wants You to Know at This Time. I like bringing these types of readings to this channel every now and then because it doesn't really have a particular outline. It's kind of like free for all. Whatever Spirit wants to bring through will hopefully have a message that resonates for you. So obviously just take what does and get rid of anything that doesn't. The decks I'll be using here today are all created by myself and will be listed down below. Today's organite is called the Green Witch Rose, created by Michelle from Wing and Bell. So let's get into it. What does Spirit want us to know today? Great deck for this is Spirits of Darkness and Light Divination deck. So we're going to see what specific spirits are with us right now and why, and what the messages are around why these spirits are with us, what the lessons are, etc. All right, what do we need to know? Okay, so we have the Spirit of the Crow, prophecy, messenger, bad news. So some of you guys could have just recently received a message and it wasn't the greatest news, or maybe it just a conversation didn't go the way you wanted it to go. You know, nothing is worse than that, where, you have an expectation that something is going to go great and then it doesn't always go that great. Maybe you were waiting to hear about a job or a position and something fell through. Okay, so this is my Signs of Spirits Love Oracle. Let's see what we need to know here about this message. Okay. What I'm getting here, you guys, is that it's either that you've dodged a bullet with the starfish safe passage, or Spirit has other plans for you. And sometimes that's so hard. I remember when I was younger, my daughter I was trying to get her into, I think, 3rd grade. And my boyfriend and I at the time, we were supposed to get this particular apartment. And so I already had her enrolled in this school and the apartment fell through. And I just remember thinking to myself, I don't understand why this didn't work. And I was freaking out and just crying and just like a total mess. And the place that we ended up getting was way better. And my daughter went to this school and it was amazing. And she met one of her best friends for life that lived on the floor below us. So sometimes Spirit has other plans, is my point, Sometimes things don't work out for a reason. And I just feel like that's the message here today. Spirit is basically saying you might not be able to see it just yet, but there is a reason why something is not working out or something is happening the way that it's happening. Okay, so this is my Twin Flame Journey Tarot. What else do we need to know here about this? Yeah. So we have the world energy, cycle completion. Maybe something just isn't meant to move forward any longer, or maybe we're just done with a situation, lesson, or person. So the world always indicates it's time for us to let something go so that way a new chapter can open up in our lives. Something beautiful is about ready to occur, but we have to allow this. Try not to hang on to, let's just say you really wanted something and it didn't work. I keep saying the same thing, but that's what it is. Let go, because there's something either better or there's something different that's supposed to take place that maybe you can't yet see. This is my Shift Your Vibes, a suggestion deck oracle. Okay, so we have aromatherapy senses. So first of all, aromatherapy can be used for all kinds of things, but I'm just really getting this calming vibe. So the message from Spirit is to just try to remain calm. Okay, try to remain calm, get in touch with your senses. So this can be like meditation, where you go outside and you ground yourself and you work on those senses. You pay attention to what you're hearing, the way that you feel, what you're hearing, what you're smelling, going through all the senses. And this will help to really ground you at a time where things might seem very traumatic or just chaotic, is what I'm getting here. This is my Divine Love Inspiration cards. Okay. Presence. Whether together or apart, I feel you with me. So I feel a couple of things here. First of all, Spirit is present in your life. Whether or not you are feeling Spirit's presence or guidance right now, the universe working in your favor, it absolutely is happening. Okay. Sometimes we're just not in touch with it because we're so focused in the shadow. We're so focused on, the negative. So the dark. So we can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. But Spirit is present in your life currently, telling you that we are leading you to exactly where you're meant to go. So if you're not together with someone that you really want to be together with, maybe Spirit or the universe has a different plan. Maybe that's something that will happen at a different time. Or I know that this can be a triggering statement, but in another life, sometimes that's just the way that it is. There are certain connections that either just aren't meant to last a lifetime, or it just can't work for whatever reason at this time. But maybe there's just a better time down the road for you and whatever this is. But right now, Spirit wants you to be present and grounded in your current reality. That way you can take the steps that you need to take to move towards whatever new is trying to come in, whatever new chapter is being revealed to you at this particular time. So that is the first set of messages. This could be just it. That was it for you. So it's kind of like a little pick your message, if you will. But I'm going to go ahead and grab some more. And so it might resonate with you or it might not. Okay. So let's go ahead and get another spirit here. What other spirit is coming through and why? Oh, interesting. So Spirit of the Black Rose, revenge, despair, and tragic romance. Yes, of course. I mean, this could be connected to the first messages. So maybe there has been some sort of despair with a romance or just a situation gone wrong. Maybe that's where that crow bad news came through, just kind of negative vibes, bad vibes, kind of pushing us into our shadow. It puts us into like a negative place. So there's obviously a reason why we might feel kind of negative or sad, but remember the original messages, okay? Okay, so some of you guys may really feel, it could be like a marriage or somebody that made a commitment to you at one time, made a promise to you, broke their promise. That could be it. Maybe something that you thought was going to last forever didn't. Okay, so that could be very devastating for you. That does make, that does make sense. When we make a connection with someone and something happens, I mean, it can be soul shattering. It really can. It can be soul shattering, especially when someone has said to you something and then ended up lying or breaking your trust. Be very traumatic. Yeah, wow. Usually when I see this kind of energy, diamonds with justice or the Hierophant, this indicates to me a commitment or like a marriage, but it could just be a contract. So it does say soul contract. So your soul contract with someone, I feel something has shattered here. There's been some sort of karma. There's a delay in the progression of the soul contract because someone can't show up for it. Somebody can't do the right thing, or they're just choosing not to do the right thing. It could be that someone is refusing to leave a karmic relationship. And so that obviously creates a lot of issues and, heartbreak for us when, you're ready and they're not. So that could be it too. But this for me is about, it says fly a kite, smooth sailing. This is about spreading your wings and flying from this coop for now, okay? I don't like to say that something can't ever be. It's definitely not the vibe I'm getting here. I think that, two people can decide later on if something can't be worked out right now to pick it back up at a later date or just at a different time. But whatever this is, I feel like it has reached a brick wall. It's reached this door. And rather than banging on the door, we need to spread our wings and fly from the situation. And I feel like that's why that fly a kite is here. It's helping us to just kind of smooth sail out of that situation rather than fighting this, rather than, being in constant despair over this, trying to make something work that just simply isn't. the best thing that we can do is to just fly elsewhere. Some of you guys might need to actually travel or move away from someone. You're moving out of a relationship, moving out of a home, trying to legally separate from someone. That could be it as well. But to me, this is about creating some sort of distance between you and this situation, because staying connected to it is bringing a lot of shadow and despair into your life. That's what I'm getting here. Holding on to something isn't going to make it work. It's not going to fix it. There's something I feel severely wrong here. Yeah, look at that. It's a card that just fell out. Shadow work. So Spirit is basically saying you've got to face your fears with this one. I'm right by your side. I'm right here with you as you go through the shadow, as you face just maybe some of you guys the biggest ending of your life. I don't know what that is for you guys, but there just could be something that's just so soul shattering that you just almost feel like you want to die. But Spirit is basically saying that you are not alone. And this is also about connecting yourself to maybe your friends and your family, leaning on them for support during this very difficult time and transition. But your biggest fears have come to life. They've come up to the surface. And it's time to kind of acknowledge those shadows. You may have put your head in the sand for a long time with the same person or situation. And it's kind of like, that just is not going to work any longer. It's not working. It hasn't been working. It's time for you to fly from this coop. I just keep getting that. And it's time. So if you guys are also seeing 11s, I know a lot of people see 11s or 1111 as a union energy. I actually see it as an ascension energy, meaning you're on the right pathway towards ascension. So whatever is happening or whatever is trying to fall away right now, and you are seeing 11, it doesn't mean to stay attached to that thing that you know is toxic. It's telling you it's time for you to ascend to the next level. And you can't really experience that ascension as long as you're hanging on to something or someone out of fear. Okay. Wow. It's pretty intense. So let's go ahead and see what else we need to know from Spirit. What other spirit is coming through? Okay. Well, we have Spirit of Elixirs, intoxication, uninhibited, shameless. Interesting. It could be that someone's behavior does seem shameless. Nothing is worse than when someone does something to you and they don't seem like they even care. They don't even seem like they're sorry. I think that that's probably one of the most traumatic things a person can deal with when it comes to the breakup of a relationship. When the other person just seems like they just move on without a care in the world. They leave you in the dust. They don't apologize. I've experienced it myself. I've seen it actually done to close friends of mine, and I've also done it to people too. So it's just one of those things where sometimes you are going to be that person that just feels nothing, and I have to ask myself, why did I feel nothing when I was hurting that person? And that's my own shadow work that I had to do, and I came to a conclusion because I was a rotten, selfish, self-absorbed person at that time. I used someone in order to make myself feel better. And when I was done with that person, it was just very easy for me to just click it off. Horrible. And I don't see myself as a narcissist, and I don't see myself as an uncaring person. I'm a pretty big empath, and I have a lot of love. But sometimes our traumas and our shadows will run the show. And I think that a lot of my crap was just unresolved stuff. And I'm not blaming it on that or making excuses, but I know what I was doing. I could at least admit to myself, wow, I used that person. That was really fucked up, So I feel like what's going on for someone right now, it could be you, but it could be your person as well, which is why we have all the shadow that's coming up. You maybe were very intoxicated, or this person was very intoxicated with you. And that's really hard too, especially when someone they're really into you. And so you kind of enter into a situation and you just let go and you trust, and then they flip a switch and then they're just no longer into you. And you're like, I don't even know what happened. Or you share too much, or you just let yourself just kind of be vulnerable and you end up getting hurt. what I'm gathering here with the spirit is saying, sometimes life is sweet, but sometimes life is bitter. Sometimes we can be sweet with good intentions. Same thing with other people. And sometimes we can be bitter, have a lot of trauma, and we can be shameless ourselves. So it is about kind of taking a look at all perspectives, realizing that sometimes people are just not at a level with themselves where they are able to look at themselves. And maybe they will later. Maybe right now what you're seeing, it's horrific. But at some point in time, someone may see the error of their ways. So try not to take it to heart right now. Don't allow that to dictate to you who you are or like your worth or value. Because obviously people that hurt other people, that's their crap. It's not you, it's them. It really is. It's not you, it's them. And I just feel like that's something that the spirit is bringing forth as something you need to know today. And sometimes we can get drunk off of people's looks, as in, oh my God, this person's so amazing. They make me feel so high. They make me feel so good. But then we kind of ignore those red flags and we realize, wow, this person's actually like really bad for me. They're really toxic, but like we're already sucked in. It's too late. So we just kind of keep going with it. That can be it too. Okay, so remember I was talking about 11:11, you guys? Here it is. You are on the right path. You are on the right path towards your spiritual ascension. This person may have actually woke something up within you. They really helped you. They woke you up to who you truly are. They may have really triggered the hell out of you, really showed you, put a mirror up into your face and like in a way forced you to look at yourself. Look at the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I feel like that's what this person did. Now, you probably are a mirror for this person as well. The 11:11 is a mirror. This means two people that come together to learn something, okay? Learn something of great value. So I feel that whatever shadows that this person did not deal with, that was unresolved when they came together with you, instead of looking at it, they may have deflected and then projected their crap onto you. So of course this feels really rotten. It feels really shameless when someone does this. It really hurts when someone is cruel. And I just feel like some of you guys, that's probably why this black rose is coming through. Because something very tragic happened. Something really puts you into a state of despair. Okay? But there might be an opportunity to finish business up with this person at a later date. Okay? Maybe they're just incapable right now. Maybe somebody is medicating themselves with, things, toxic things, substances, people, addictions, whatever that might be. And so they can't necessarily see what they're doing right now. And you can. So it is important for you to continue on your path to your own spiritual ascension. You might have to fly from this coop and leave this person behind for a while. They may not be ready to join you right now, and that's okay. You guys just may not be on the same page. All right, let's see what else. I love it. 4 Swords. Healing and recovery. I feel like there is going to be or has been a withdrawal from this connection, this person, this situation. It's almost like it's not meant to continue any further right now. Maybe the two of you will align at a later date, but right now there needs to be an alignment and a healing and recovery that takes place within the selves, within each of you individually at this time. So I feel like there is a drawback, like a withdrawal from this connection right now. People need to be on their own in order to see themselves. Sometimes when you have someone that you're dealing with, it's very easy to blame them. It's very easy to say, if this person wasn't in my life, then I could do this and I could do that. This person's holding me back. This person's irritating me. This person isn't what I want. A lot of the times, the people that are triggering us, that are around us, they're actually very important. But sometimes if we can't deal with it, we run. Okay? So again, that's not really about you, that's about them, and vice versa. So sometimes separation and taking a break from people is necessary in order to align properly. Sometimes we just cannot gain our bearings and focus and do what we need to do and see what we need to see until we're completely isolated and alone. You know, kind of like when someone is alone, they have no one anymore to blame for their unhappiness or all their crap but themselves. And so it's like they've got to take responsibility. That's when you really do your dark night of the soul. That's when you really, really go deep within. And I just feel like that's absolutely necessary for someone to wake up and smell the coffee, because there's like a drunk energy here. And then there's a sober energy here. So somebody, it's like, is intoxicated and the other person is awake. Someone is sleeping while the other person is, awake. That could be your connection right now. And so there needs to be this period of healing and recovery. We have pet store cuteness overload. Some of you guys may, instead of dealing with, this actual person, like you're instead dealing with things that make you feel like you're getting in touch with your inner child. Sometimes when we connect with animals, especially like puppies or kittens or just like, young animals, there is this aspect of, you start to look at life and you just really appreciate the innocence and the delicacy of these, little creatures. And it puts you into your inner child because, you're playing with the little kitten or the puppy, and it's just like putting you in that role, of playing. And, I feel like that's what that pet store energy is all about, is that it might be time for you, instead of trying to like focus on all of this or be sad over this, to really move forward and open yourself up to new things. Open yourself up to things that make you feel like you're making a difference. Maybe by joining an organization or volunteering or something like that. That would actually be really healing for you as you recover from whatever this is, because it forces you to focus on something else besides this problem with this person or this issue, whatever that is, okay? We have shining star. Your spirit is always showing me the way. So spirit is always showing you the way. And the star energy, it could be that, you look up at the stars, or it might just be that you see feathers or different objects in your path that are constantly giving you guidance on your journey, seeing numbers even, just whatever this is. Spirit is always shining, down upon you from above, leading the way, showing you the way to the next step. And what spirit doesn't want you to do is they don't want you to take long periods of time and suffer and get stuck, for too long. It does have its place, yes. Pain, guilt, shame, shadow, all that stuff does have its place. It does have certain lessons in store for you. There is growth to be had from those things. But getting hung up on it and drowning in that energy, that doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help you, and it doesn't help anybody around you. So you're here to be a star, which is what spirit is saying. Now, Little Star from Madonna. Yeah. From her Ray of Light album. I believe that is a song that she dedicated to her daughter. Little star, baby, little star. I don't know. There could be something in those lyrics. I'm going to have to listen to it because I don't even know. I know it's about her daughter, but to me, it's like almost about nurturing your own inner child. It's time for you to nurture your own inner child. Get in touch with your inner child. Maybe go back to your childhood, do some sort of work or recovery or healing from childhood stuff, childhood traumas or issues that you might have. This situation with this person might mirror some sort of trauma that you experienced in your childhood. So this really helps to put you on the path to healing this ultimately in this lifetime. Okay. All right, we're going to get one last spirit, and then we're going to call it a day. We have Spirit of Mermaids, beauty, untamed, and free. I like this image because obviously it shows two mermaids embracing, so that it looks like there's a soul connection there. It's beautiful, yes, but there's something about letting something go. You know, you let a bird go. If the bird flies back to you, it's yours. So there's something about this energy or a connection or a love that you feel with someone that needs to really reach a level of unconditional, okay? So as long as we're trying to cage someone, we need them to be a certain way, that's conditional. So there's something about an unconditional love lesson here, okay? And it's about letting something go. There's a lesson in letting something go. If it returns to you, then it's meant for you. And if it doesn't, that's okay. It's been a beautiful experience regardless. It's perhaps helped you to really grow and heal a lot of things within yourself. So it's telling you here that you're beautiful. You're beautiful regardless of the circumstances, regardless of what something looks like on the outside. You are still beautiful. I love it. We have 7 7 7s. So we have 11s and we have 7s, 7 11s. Rapid soul development that comes from challenging times. Absolutely. Okay. And that's really what the beauty is. Even though you might not be able to see this tragic romance, this trauma, these shadows, everything that may have happened with someone or just in your life so far, it's actually helping you to rapidly develop. When things are not tough and you don't have a lot of challenges and contrasts in life and you have it pretty easy, you're not really growing that much. So for me, I feel like you guys are being told from Spirit that you signed up for this advanced course for earthly school by perhaps selecting this person as your partner. You know what I mean? Like you came into this life with this partner and you're like, okay, you know, we're really going to drudge up some stuff. We're really going to work on this. It's going to be tough. You know, it's like you entered into trigonometry instead of just basic math. Like you guys decided to take the freaking cream of the crop of math or calculus, whatever the hell it is. Because you really wanted to learn something. And I just feel like when you're able to see things from that perspective, we don't have to allow the pain to penetrate us so deeply. It's there, but we don't have to let it define us forever. We don't have to let it affect us in a negative way for the rest of our lives. We're aware of it, but we know. Yeah, I feel like this particular situation or person, whoever you might be connecting with this reading, there is something here about this being a counterpart. Okay. And when I say counterpart, what I mean is that you guys selected each other for this very specific soul development, this ascension, this spiritual awakening. So some of you guys could see this person as your masculine or feminine, your twin flame, your counterpart, soulmate, karmic partner. It doesn't matter. Those are just labels at the end of the day. There is a soul connection here, but the soul connection does come with pain, but it also comes with beauty. It also, there's a light and a shadow. So Beauty and the Beast, interesting. Beauty and the Beast seems to me to be some sort of storyline in your connection. So if you guys know that story, so of course, you know, I only know the Disney story. There might be a more like different type of story. I know with the Little Mermaid, it's like totally different than Disney's version. So there could be a darker version. I don't know. But Beauty and the Beast, to my understanding, is that Beast became Beast because of all of his shadow. And until he learned to see things from a new light, he could not be released. So, you know, and then of course at the end, they come together and she learns to love him even in his darkness, unconditional love or something like that. So there is some kind of a divine partnership at hand here. There is some sort of energy of If you're not with this person in the physical form, your spirits are meeting in a different place, on a different realm or dimension. Okay, so there could be like a lot of 5D energy in this connection if you guys are not physically seeing each other. Cloud shapes, imagination. Yeah, so to me, when we're looking up the clouds, we're looking up. It's like ascension, higher. And I feel like that's where a lot of this energy is. And I saw all these clouds here, and so that kind of reminded me of it, that this connection, this partnership, you guys are in union in some other dimension. In the 3D world, though, you guys are perhaps in a separation or need to separate. We have imagination. So a lot of this connection, some of you guys could feel like you've just imagined it. No, I'm just fooling myself. It's just a fantasy. It's not real. But what I'm getting here, you guys, is that if you connect with this person and it brings you peace and it brings you happiness and it brings you healing and it mirrors to you a lot of things that you want to work on, and you see this person as a counterpart to you that helps you to be the best version of yourself, and you're not, waiting around for this person or putting your life on hold for this person, it just truly is an inspiration for you to live your best life and be your best self, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't see how that can be damaging. It's only damaging when we're putting our lives on hold and we're holding on tightly and we're in pain. But I feel like this connection was designed in order to actually help you to ascend to the level of unconditional love with another human being. That's what I'm getting here. So, and that's the beauty in it. You can finally be free. That's what the lesson here is in this connection, is to finally feel freedom, that you know that you have met a counterpart, that you know that you have so much love, so much unconditional love for somebody that you don't even need to have them physically in your life. It's just something that moves your soul. There's you're a part of the same soul tribe. You came here, and even though you guys might not be getting along in the physical and they did some shit or you did some shit to them, it doesn't matter. This connection was meant to help you, really help you and change you forever. And I'm getting it has the same effect on this person, whether they're understanding that or at that level yet, it doesn't matter. Where you're at is what counts. Look at this. Our story. This is a once in a lifetime kind of love. Oh God. You bet. There is a special story here. And your story actually goes beyond lifetimes. This is not the only time that you've been with this person. So I just feel that when you met them, you felt some sort of instant soul recognition. Even though you might be a part or have had challenges with this person, you do still feel connected to them on some level. And even though they might be toxic as hell and you need to fly from this coop and leave them behind or whatever's going on here, you know that this is a part of your story. Your story is not over with this individual, whether it's in this life or the next life. Your story is not over. There's still something that's developing right now. Number 7s could be something significant where that might be the lifetime that you're on, like you guys are on your 7th lifetime. Or it could be that 7s are significant to your life path number or something like that. And the 1111 can eventually be that union where your story kind of ends. So there could be the number 4 that comes up, as in, you guys right now are building a foundation for this story to finally, kind of conclude. But this is something that's felt. This is something where you're never going to love someone or have this kind of connection with another person ever again. That doesn't mean that you can't be happy. That doesn't mean that you can't move on. It just means that there is something so significant about this connection that neither one of you will ever forget it. So that's what I have for you, you guys. I hope that resonated in some way and that was helpful and healing to you guys. And thanks again for tuning in. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.